Hey guys, welcome to another video by David Realty. Today I had a question that was asked, actually a few questions. What's the difference between acting professional and casual in a workplace? And how do you interact with a customer while you're selling a product? Do you get real slim with them, real casual, or do you act extremely professional? Because, as I've been asked, I lose customer base because I'm too professional or I'm too laxed. And my question to that, the reason I'm doing this mostly is because I'm a victim of that. When I first started sales, I was always the cool cat. I was always the guy that was just the coolest guy to hang out with. They're like, yeah, yeah, go see David, man. That guy's funny. He always knows what to say. He keeps it going. And I learned at the same time, I was selling. I was getting excessive high sales. But the problem was with the management. They didn't like David saying fuck or saying shit or just having too much fun with the customer because other customers weren't understanding or feeling it, and there would be complaints, or the owners are just like, really not liking this, David. And we're going to be frank with you, you're out selling a lot of people, but the attitude's not working for us. So I took this time, I thought, hey, I'm going to do this video because I think this is something I can really relate to and something I've improved on, and honestly I'm still working on because I still have my own flaws personally. But again, perfection is not an easy thing, right? So, what is the difference between professionalism and casualism? Is that a word? In selling when you're working with people. And my first thought of it, my first philosophy of selling was it depended on the customer. If a Navy guy walked in, started screaming shit, fuck, yeah, 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 just got real dirty with the language, that I would do the same. And 9 times out of 10, I sold to this customer. But here's the problem: the customers around me didn't like it. The people I worked with were offended. The management were getting complaints or some kind of other thing to where I got myself, I made a new friend, but I'm jeopardizing myself at work. So there is a middle point that needs to be maintained. And my solution to some of that, for most of it, in honesty, is I did cut down a lot of the swearing. Okay, most of it, if not all of it. In the way I acted, the things I said, the stories that I relate to, because sometimes I did direct the conversation into the wrong direction, as in I would start talking about, like, I was in the Navy at one point, and I'd get a Navy guy that came in, let's say, to buy a gun, and we start relating about back when I was in Afghanistan or something like that, and or at parties or different countries, and the conversation went askew, like way off subject. It started getting really unprofessional. The conversation was demeaning to people around us, depending who was around us. So the solution to this is to keep it kind of mediocre. Direct the conversation. A key point to sales is to always control the conversation. Always direct where the conversation's going so you can end the sale at the end of the day. Because if a customer comes in and takes control of the conversation, does all the talking, gets everything there, answers all the questions, isn't he selling you at this point? And that's kind of where the problem is. So you need to direct the conversation. Cut out the swearing. If he goes, oh fuck, shit, yeah, yeah, don't look at him and say stop saying fuck right now. No, don't do that because he'll think you're retarded, and he won't go with anything with that. Just direct it different. Use different wording because they always say somebody that's attracted to you or is in tune to your conversation will always follow what you do. And if you don't believe this, try this sometime. When you're out with your girlfriend or husband, wife, whatever it is, talk to them. Get in tune to a conversation and start doing things. Start moving your legs. Start shifting different and watch them. They will shift with you. They will start looking at you the way you're looking at them. And it's the same thing with sales. If you start toning the way you talk down, the way you act down, then people will start molding to that. And I've proven this time and time. I've actually done this with a lot of customers I work with currently. And a lot of them are pretty gutter mouth, I guess you call it. And I've actually changed how they talk when they're around me. They're actually more professional around me than I was around them when we first met. But they never lost respect in me. They still talk to me. And actually I got a few of them that call me back for more off-base advice on, real estate itself and, personal relation questions and etc. like that. So it is completely doable. The difference, back to the question, what is the difference between professionalism and casualism? You need to be in the middle. You cannot be way too professional because I'm gonna be honest. I do not like talking to people that are just blue booked about it. They go by this script and they have no fun. I don't want to buy from somebody that's uptight and serious all the time. I don't. And at the same time, I don't want to buy from somebody that's just that's really just goofing off. You know, he doesn't care. He's there because he's having fun and he enjoys his job, but he doesn't really know when to stop and get serious. So you need to be in the middle. You need to have fun by all means. You will never be the best you can be as a salesman if you're not enjoying your job and having fun. So have fun. Don't get me wrong, but keep it professional. Don't get too crazy, but don't get too professional because nobody wants a stiff. So keep it professional, but keep it fun. Keep it in the middle. Mediocre the language. Direct the conversation to something more appropriate, and always keep it on the product. If you are going to go off skew, relate that off skew subject to the product and kind of swerve it back in there. And what you're doing there is A, you're actually bringing the conversation more professional, and B, you're actually relating this person, this customer's experience in the past to the product that you're selling. You see what we're doing here? We're actually making it part of their conversation. And as I said in previous videos, always assume they're going to buy it and assume it's their product. And if they're like, well, you know, this one time in band camp, this happened, I'm like, you know, that's just what your flute right here does. Your flute right here does. Now they're comparing their past with what you're selling them. At that point, they're impulse buying. And they're buying it because they want it. It's a win-win. And then now for referrals, when they leave, they're going to come back to you. They're going to bring their friends to you because of who you are. Because you're a professional, but you're a casual. But you weren't all over the place. And at the same time, you're not going to hear the complaints from the managers, from coworkers, you know, David's always cussing or something like this, and you're not going to get anonymous complaints about how you act at work. So it's hard to please everybody, but if you get in the middle, you really can't piss anybody off too much or annoy somebody too little. It's simple as that. So that's today's little blog on selling and professionalism versus just being casual. You know, like I said, stay in the middle. And any other questions, leave them below. Subscribe up top for more video updates, and I'll see you guys soon.